2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 8.
What's going on, guys? Cynic here, and welcome to the first installment of a brand new series called Epic vs. Epic. This is pretty much where I take two epic variants and compare them head to head. The whole point of the series is to kind of help you guys manage your salvage a little bit better, because I know a few of you out there have been asking me kind of what variant is better than the other. Now, in this video, we're going to be comparing two LMG variants. In my opinion, I think they're probably the two best variants in the entire game. Now, in terms of verdict, it was kind of hard to decide, as I love both of them. If there was a boxing match, the victor pretty much would have won by a small margin of point difference. But anyways, guys, the first beast stepping into the ring, we have the Mauler Mammoth. Now, the base Mauler itself is known as a chainsaw gun of infinite warfare with the highest rate of fire in its class. The fact that it is the lowest range and damage output out of all the LMGs doesn't make a difference. This weapon is still the most preferred tool to racking up enemy casualties and is the most solid all-round LMG. Give the Mauler a slight steroid injection and you are given the Mauler Mammoth, an LMG that now has twice the damage output at a lower rate of fire, but also has a range increase as well. So the Mammoth loses the Mauler's trademark rate of fire, losing its originality, but also buffing its two main weaknesses, allowing it to compete against the R.A.W, which is of course the strongest LMG in the game. This weapon has earned a very attractive two-shot kill consistency reputation that has ultimately led to many in the community appraising this weapon and crowning it the God Gun of Infinite Warfare. Now, the underdog in this matchup, we have the R.A.W. Liberty. With the base R.A.W. having highest damage and accuracy output out of all the LMGs, it's the go-to for the true LMG player who just wants to be the tank on the battlefield. It has the slowest rate of fire in its class, but many have made up for it by playing strategically, being tactically adept, as well as making anyone who decides to rush them immediately regretting it by showing how accurate this weapon really is. So what are you left with when you slap a bottomless clip and give increased movement speed with this weapon? You have one annoying ass player. No, you are given possibly one of the best and one of the most underrated weapons in the game. All the stats from the base R.A.W. are still with the Liberty, except for a slight mobility buff, as well as an unreloadable magazine that has 160 rounds in the clip and continues to generate its own ammunition with the fusion mag attachment. The base R.A.W. was originally known as the best LMG in the game, but with the Mammoth challenging its damage output, it's about time to settle this feud once and for all. We're going to be judging the weapons on 4 main points, which are going to be uniqueness, efficiency, usability, and just overall fun for playing with these weapons. Time to kill of both these weapons are actually extremely fast. As previously stated, the Mammoth only takes 1 to 2 shots, the Liberty takes 4 to 6, which is weird since they both have a damage output of 86, but the extra shots aren't too much of a biggie since this weapon bullet travel speed is relatively fast. And with the Mega Range trait along with the suppressor, it doesn't matter how many shots you waste on one person, since you won't have to reload or worry about enemies finding where you are. So who wins the efficiency tier? I'm going to have to side with the Mammoth on this one. Due to its slow rate of fire and 2-shot consistency, it's just a notch above the Liberty. It's extremely dependable, saves more ammo, and has a quicker time to kill. So moving on to usability. Do you prefer fire rate or do you prefer consistency? Do you like to rush or would you rather hang back and let the fight come to you? Usability ultimately boils down to which one do you see yourself using more. The R.A.W. is way more rusher friendly with a better rate of fire, higher accuracy, and not needing to worry about reloading. You can wreak havoc in the enemy spawn for an entire game and still be fine. Almost no repercussions with this gun playing as a rusher. Of course, however, you need to remember it is still an LMG. While the Mammoth is more for the defensive, a slower rate of fire, but faster time to kill, this weapon is more of a go-to for search or maybe domination, where you want to have an entire area locked down comfortably by yourself. So who wins the usability tier? I'm going to have to side with the Liberty on this one. It's an all game mode type gun since it's a little doable rushing. The Mammoth, you have to worry about accuracy, especially if you're rushed by someone else. Chances are you won't be able to get more than the necessary 2 shots to kill off. So if you aren't that accurate, this weapon can be very frustrating at times. So pressing forward onto uniqueness, both these weapons actually add some spice to your playstyle. The Mauler, whose main use was to be the rusher's LMG of choice, who can just be a light tank and spray bullets like there was no tomorrow, now turns into the Mammoth, and with it turning the player who was once a fearless rusher into a defensive-minded objective player that now moves slower due to the fire rate but packs twice the punch. While you have the R.A.W. that allows you to move faster and have less worries like reloading and finding ammo. Ultimately, it's a choice between speed and mobility versus stagnant power. This was one of the harder decisions as no other weapon has heavy hitter or make it rain. So it kind of relied on the second traits and how the weapons are varied from the base model, With that being said, Uniqueness has to go to the Mammoth. The entire weapon, and with it your entire playstyle changes. Its stats get a complete makeover, while Liberty is just a cosmetic change and doesn't have to reload. Its stats are still the same as the base R.A.W. So moving on to the last and final point, both these weapons are being judged on overall fun when playing with these weapons. Honestly, I thoroughly enjoy playing with both. I love the contrast between the base and Epic Mauler, while I can't get enough of the Liberty's infinite ammo. If I had to rate these weapons off my own personal opinion, as well as what I hear from others, I'd have to rate it like this. The Mammoth gets a 7.5 out of 10, while the Liberty gets a 9 out of 10. The Mammoth's fire rate is just a bit too slow for the majority of people to have this weapon ranked as their favorite, which is understandable. The only reason it's still so low, the Mammoth's rating, is because a lot of people have this variant, and that's their major complaint. Their fire rate's a bit too slow, which is, again, I kind of agree with it. Especially if you're in close quarters, 9 times out of 10 you're not going to be able to get more than the necessary 2 shots off. But I still love the Mammoth. It's still a very solid weapon. If you're accurate, if you enjoy power, it's a sure thing. I still love it, especially in zombies. So the overall verdict, it's neck and neck, but ultimately it boils down to your playstyle. While the Mammoth thrives in objective game modes, it doesn't fare as good as the Liberty in other game modes. The Liberty is more of a jack of all trades, while the Mammoth is more for the accurate and defensive minded player. If you guys have 4,000 pieces of salvage between the two, if you're more of a rusher, it's all about the Liberty, man. If you're more of an accurate player, like if you're above average with your accuracy and you're fine with hanging back a bit, the Mammoth is still a sure thing. I still vouch for it 100%. I love it. If you play zombies, I haven't gotten a chance to play with the Liberty as it's glitched for me in zombies, but the Mammoth is still solid, especially in zombies. Anyways, that about wraps it up for this video. Please let me know what you guys think about this new series in the comment section, as well as feel free to write down any specific variants you guys want to see go head to head. If you guys are new, thank you guys so much for stopping by, as well as please consider subscribing as I cover all epic variants of Infinite Warfare, as well as I will be covering the DLC come its release date on January 31st. Don't forget to like and share the video as it helps me out a ton. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Cynic, and I will see you guys next time. Have a nice day.